So let's talk about the classified documents that Trump allegedly waved at people. Now, first and foremost, I have an issue with the release of that record or the leaking of it to the public. I have an issue with it because the problem with that audio is the content that it reveals. Up until this moment, the DOJ, the prosecutors, and the Biden administration had come up with their definition of what it means to mishandle classified documents. Or should I say, had come up with various definitions of what mishandling classified documents entails. When Trump's home was invaded in Mar-a-Lago, a mishandling of classified documents, according to the DOJ and the Biden administration at the time of their invasion of Trump's Mar-a-Lago home, was that should you be found with a classified document that you are not authorized to be found with, you have violated the Espionage Act. That was the definition. While that was still being discussed, Biden was found with classified documents. While they were still unraveling the classified documents that were found Biden, Mike Pence was found with classified documents. Then, as soon as that happened, suddenly the definition changed again. And what was the definition of mishandling? Mishandling of classified documents changed from having it in your possession to not giving it at the time that you were supposed to give it, or not resisting, not having any form of resistance in releasing them. So it moved from having possession to not giving it. Because when you come up, anytime you say, but what about Joe Biden? He had classified documents. They say, yeah, he fully cooperated with the prosecutors. He cooperated with the DOJ. He didn't argue with them. They came to his house under the supervision of his lawyers, and he handed over the classified document. So it was, now the definition changed from having possession of it to cooperating and giving it out. But if we're to go back to previous cases of people that were actually charged for classified documents, that was not the case. The case was that they had it. It was not whether or not they cooperated or they gave it up. Now, with the release of this audio, the definition, I don't know how they will define it now. Or the definition most likely has changed again. Well, according to the audio that most of us have heard now, Trump allegedly had classified documents of the plan to invade Iran. Still in that audio, it is assumed or presumed that Trump waved classified documents before some generals about the plan to invade Iran. So most likely we could come up with a new definition. Mishandling classified documents is waving it before strangers or people that are not authorized to see. So my question is, with all these definitions of mishandling, what actually is Trump being indicted for? What is he actually being indicted for? Because as far as I'm concerned, the definition of mishandling of classified is all over the place. Because as we speak, several people that had possession of classified documents are still not charged. So the question is, why is the case of Trump different? Because If we're to go by these various definitions, we could say, well, it seems as though the definitions are varying. They seem to be changing at a very fast pace. It doesn't seem as if there's a particular context for the mishandling of classified documents. Well, you know what I think about this whole thing? I think the release of that oath has potentially destroyed whatever case or whatever smoking gun or hardcore evidence the DOJ claimed to have. That's what, when it comes to the litigation of Trump actually mishandling Kazlov. That's what I think. And if the Trump Defense Counsel is smart, this will be their line of defense. What is the definition of mishandling? How do we define it? If we're going to define it based on the precedence of somebody holding it, then the question is, why is Joe Biden not being held accountable? Why is Hillary Clinton not being held accountable? Why is Obama not being held accountable? Why is Bill Clinton not being held accountable? Why is Mike Pence not being held accountable? And why is the DOJ not being charged for mishandling classified documents? You want to know how they did that? When Trump classified documents issue was being litigated by the prosecutors of the DOJ or the special counsel, pictures that were taken of the classified documents were leaked to the press. Again, the DOJ or the special counsel or whoever working to prosecute Trump or to charge him have leaked the audio for which they claim, which has become their hardcore evidence. The same audio that contains details of classified information to the whole world. So, it's classified. So it's okay for sensitive issues like the plan to invade Iran to be leaked to the press, and for the press to expose it and bring it to the whole world. It's okay. It is not mishandling of sensitive information when it is leaked out for the purpose of litigating it in a court of public opinion. But when it comes to Trump waving it or talking to some journalists about him not being the one responsible for the plan to invade Iran, it becomes a crap. Is that the way the justice system of the United States works? That's a question that we all have to answer or contemplate. I rest my case.